the show.
You're listening to Rockland News, available on Apple, Spotify, and online at rocklandnews.com. Thanks for joining us today.
Wait for it.
Here are your hosts, Tom Osa and Mike Kluger.
Hey! Coming up today on AM Rockland's News, in Haverstraw, police arrested a man in a package theft case as holiday season porch pirate activity increases. Affordable housing and sidewalk projects move forward under Rockland's 2026 county budget investments.
In Clarksdale.
Stony Point police seek public help after porch pirate caught on home surveillance footage.
Is that the same guy in Haverstraw?
I believe that's a pattern.
Ooh.
Ramapo is supporting countywide scam alert after jury duty fraud calls target local residents. And in Orangetown, the sheriff's office warns Orangetown residents of phone scams. Coming up on Rockland News today, a whole bunch of news. I'm your host, Tom Osa.
And I'm Mike Kluger.
And thanks for joining us today. Let me switch over to the panel without the music.
It's cold. It's cold, folks.
It most certainly is. And I'm just out of curiosity, Mike, I haven't talked with you in the longest. How have you been?
Yeah, up and down and all around, as I say.
Yeah. So we're a little late hopping onto the show today because we decided to get into some topics that we won't be talking about on the air today.
Because what is our focus here? Our focus is to bring you guys the local news
in
to
Rockland
talk about
County, baby.
Rockland County citizenship and how we can be better citizens of Rockland.
Exactly. So we're here, we're interacting with each other, we're getting things done, and we are reporting the news to you so that you can make better and more informed decisions.
So tell us about the weather of Rockland. Other than it is 32 degrees, it's cold, and we had our very first beautiful snow yesterday.
Yeah, man, it was slushy too. I was out there putting salt out on the driveway.
You assaulted the driveway.
Yeah, didn't even swallow.
Oh.
So Wednesday today is going to be 39 degrees high. Every time I hear the number 39, I'll tell you off the air, but 39 is a very significant number for me. And then 28 degrees
That's
low.
for our other show.
But it's going to be mostly sunny. So I'm digging that. There's something about like the blue skies that bring out like a better vibe in my brain. And I like that a lot.
There is talk, like even cold like this, it's good to
definitely
bundle up and go for a little walk outside, get some fresh air, and get a little bit of that bright sun on your face.
100%.
Because there is something called seasonal depression. Right?
Oh, yeah. Seasonal affective disorder, right? Without a doubt.
And one of the remedies for that is light, getting some natural light.
And today you're going to have a lot of it. Wednesday, 39 degrees and mostly sunny. However, tomorrow, Thursday, and also Friday, it's going to be 40 and 30 degrees respectively. And it's going to be cloudy. As a matter of fact, on Friday, we might see some more snowflakes.
Like we did yesterday. That was kind of pretty. I just didn't like shoveling.
Yeah. So it is a thing. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it's going to be partially cloudy, partially sunny, 39 degrees, 40 degrees, and 28 degrees. So it's going to be clearer, but it's going to be cold, baby.
Yeah.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Which means you might have pests inside. And if that's the case, you should contact Dana Pest Control.
Absolutely. Dana Pest Control, located in Tompkins Cove, third generation, family owned, and they are just a fantastic organization that can help you get rid of all sorts of pests, not your relatives. Got to be very clear about that.
No,
not your
what
relatives.
if other sponsors does that?
But everything else. You can be able to get rid of pests. Oh, yeah, actually, we do have a lawyer on there.
I was thinking Keith, but
well, there's Keith too, so anyway, but Dana Pest Control, you can check them out at danapestcontrol.com. And notably, we are launching their new brand under Rockland Web Design, our first company. We're launching their new brand this week. So when you check out danapestcontrol.com, there's a nice support tab where you can get a lot of information and you can set an appointment or get advice on how to help yourself to getting rid of the pest. But remember, when you get into those really deep, creepy, crawly things that you got to get rid of, call Dana Pest Control. They will take care of you and make your environment a safe one. Also, Yabu Fence Company, 1965, family owned, and they provide all sorts of fences, commercial fences, residential fences, a variety of fences. You can check them out at Yabu Fence Company. Easy Temp, located in Hackensack, New Jersey, for all your ice machine repairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And one of our favorites, Kobe Sushi, the jazz music lounge, over in New City. Music on Wednesdays and Saturday nights.
And they host fun corporate parties and regular parties. I attended one just a couple weeks ago.
That's right, and we're gonna talk about that in detail because that was a fun time. Was that last Wednesday?
2 Wednesdays
Two
ago.
Wednesdays ago. Yeah.
It was pickleball, and more pickleball. There is a new company opening up in the old Ocean State job lot, New City. And for those of you who are this old, the old Bradleys. Bradleys.
Yeah.
Right? But the new company is New York Pickleball.
New York Pickleball.
And
They're going to have something in Ocean
indoor
City
courts and event spaces and all that. They'll be opening probably in
say the next few months. Yeah.
I was going to say at the top of the year. Yeah, probably.
They're opening at the top of the really. So that development
they're almost done.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. See, that's news to me, which is ironic since
we're on the news.
Yeah. And we also want to thank a few other sponsors. Part one, Susan Bova, Coldwell Banker Realty, and Lauren Molino Muller from Howard Hanna Rand Realty. If you're looking to get a beautiful home, call Susan Bova or Lauren Molino Muller, and all the information for both of them is available on Rockland News.
A beautiful bagel.
Then you should go to Whole Shot Bagels.
Should.
Located in Haverstraw, New York, Cleven and Victoria. And it's a great place. I have breakfast there. And actually, Holidays in Haverstraw is coming up this Saturday.
What is Holidays in Haverstraw?
Well, the North Rockland Chamber of Commerce, every single year, has the Rockland County Concert Band play over at Haverstraw Presbyterian Church, located in Haverstraw. And it's a beautiful time. If you actually go to YouTube and you type in North Rockland Holiday Special, and there's a series of produced videos, and you could see the orchestra playing. It's like a 20-30 piece orchestra.
Wait, is it an orchestra or a concert band?
Concert band.
Because I am both familiar with both of those organizations. When I used to work at RCC, they would come and play at the theater all the time. Larry Zaydin, I've known him for many years.
Yeah, we gave him an award for 20 years of service last year.
What a fantastic guy. Brings music to Rockland County. What a great citizen. I believe he's a music teacher in one of the districts.
Yeah, good dude. I like him.
And citizens, if you do play an instrument and would like to be part of the concert band, I believe that there. Do you know what the website is for Rockland County Concert Band? Because this is something that the youth and the adults need to understand. It's like there are places to go to fulfill your soul and play some music.
And the website
not just at the rock shows and the clubs and doing karaoke, but if you want to go play oboe in the concert band,
yeah,
I'm sure Larry would love to hear you.
Yep. And the Rockland County Concert Band is rocklandcountyconcertband.org. And the phone number, if you want to contact them, is 845-429-1096. And actually, one of my friends plays in that band, Stephanie Sirico. So she plays in that band. She plays a flute.
And
she's very good at it, too.
So some of the music teachers from around the county, you might go out to these concerts and be like, hey, that's my music teacher from 30 years ago, Mike Roth, calling you out, North Rockland principal of Fieldstone.
Yeah, totally. And we want to thank a few more sponsors real quick, and then we're going to get into the news. 99 Signs, located in Nyack, New York. And remember, everybody, a business without a sign is a sign of no business.
You love saying that line.
Yeah, it's their slogan, and I love it. They do it at their.
You say it with such passion and glee.
Thank you. I like passion and glee. Big fan of Glee.
Yeah. I mean, we are in the season of Glee.
We are in the season of Glee. So they're located in Nyack, New York. Fantastic. I know Greg for, I think, like about 2 or 3 years now. He did the banners for Rockland Music Fest and several of the Stony Music Fests.
Okay.
Digital signs, billboard signs, any sort of signs, lawn signs, banners, the stand-up signs, all sorts of signs. You can get them at 99 Signs. Yeah, baby.
Now, if your sign is a mess,
they can fix that.
Or you can call Clean Space Maintenance to go dust it for you.
Almost. They so like, and you've seen like where I store my stuff. Like it's a little
just a little place for your stuff, George Carlin.
It is a poop show. in my storage area, and
It
they
doesn't
can
smell
come.
like poop.
They can show up with a trailer, like a huge trailer, and then you could dump all the extra stuff that you don't need in your home into the trailer, and they haul it away, and it's very affordable. It's like I think $189 for a day of just the, and you
So
just bring
they
the
just
stuff
come and
out.
take your junk away?
Yeah, they can haul your junk away.
I might need to be calling them very soon. I
Yeah.
have a lot of junk that I need to go away.
CleanSpaceMMC.us is the website, and I'll give you the information off when we
Excellent.
hop off. We
And
also have
folks, if I do call them, I will tell you about my experience.
talk with Tony D'Elia. He's the owner of the company, and it's
Okay.
also family run and
Okay.
owned.
Okay.
His daughter is actually one of the people that help out with customer service over there.
Excellent.
We have the Workforce Development Board of Rockland County. Rockland Works. Get a job. They're going to hate me for saying that. And I don't mean it like, it's not like that, but it's a great place to get trained. Job. Well, to get trained for your next career, whatever it may be.
They do a lot of programs, and they work with a lot of organizations that help you retool yourself, because we are in this time of technology and advancement where there's a paradigm shift about what kind of worker you need. Mm-hmm. And some of the things that we used to do are no longer necessary. The biggest analogy that everyone likes to use is the blacksmith doesn't make horseshoes like they used to, because we don't ride horses the way we used to.
Right. They're manufactured now.
Right. Well, not just that they're manufactured, we don't need as many of them.
Right. And that's where, farm to table, flipping it back to, just making sure that we can make our own stuff. Right? Yeah. FC Perfection Auto Body Repair, located in Congress, New York. If you have a ding or like an accident, or you just need to just fix up your car, FC Perfection, they're really great. They're located in Congress, New York. We have Sparkling Clean Homes, 845-641-3223. If you need your home cleaned, you could get it cleaned for just $199 during this holiday
So they're the
season.
ones you call to dust your indoor sign.
Correct. Yeah,
I knew we had somebody to dust your sign.
Indoor sign. So, and Sparkling Clean Homes, they don't have a website because they're kind of like, just like OG. And basically, you just give them a call, 845-641-3223. Certain conditions apply. For instance, she's not going to clean your mansion for $199, but, they'll assess it, and it's a good starting point. And it's like, folks, for a small house,
you're hiring your local citizens.
There you go, yeah. And, we'll get to the second phase of this, but let's get into the news. Mike, would you like to take the first one? Or you want to do the second one? I'll do the first one.
Well, the first one on my list says something about Westchester and State.
Correct.
Well, why don't you talk about Westchester and State?
Okay, it's actually, I brought in a Westchester article that I found, but this also affects Rockland County residents, and it's a big one.
Because?
A group of state and Westchester County officials are calling on the Public Service Commission to reject Con Edison's revised rate hike plan. The original proposal included a 13.4% increase in electricity and 19% in gas rates. A new joint proposal lowers those numbers to 2.8 and 2% respectively, but critics like Assemblymember Chris Burdick and County Executive Ken Jenkins over in Westchester say the increases still place too much burden on residents. Con Ed says that the revised plan balances affordability and system reliability. A decision from the PSC is now still pending, with new slates slated to begin in January. So that's a huge swing right there. So from the top rate for the gas rate, everybody that's listening to this, your gas rate could potentially go up by 19 to 20%. So if you're paying, let's say, an average of $200 a month, that's actually low on the side of heat and gas. $200 a month, all right, you're paying $240.
And they didn't mention O&R specifically. O&R is a subsidiary of Con Ed? Is that correct?
And that's where it comes into play.
Okay.
So there's subsidiaries there that would follow the same guidance as the parent corporation.
So Orange and Rockland would have to follow these rate hikes because their parent company is Con Edison.
Correct. And it's a big thing. So, stay tuned on that. We're going to be following that inside of Rockland County. I don't want to just depend on Westchester news, but in this case, I felt that it was important to bring it in and then we'll be looking at the local stuff now.
Affordability is something that we've been talking about a lot, because it hurts us right here at home, and we live in a very affluent area of the country, and everybody's hurting. Everybody's hurting in one way or another.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to throw this out there. I have two colleagues out there in the news industry in Rockland, and we all get along so well, don't we? We're just like adorable little puppies playing with each other. But I'm going to call on Tina Traster and Keith Schickowitz. Tina Traster is from the Rockland County Biz Journal, and Keith Schickowitz is from the Rockland Post. I'm calling on them both to help out in this particular story.
What story?
About Orange and Rockland.
Okay.
If Orange and Rockland is following, and listen, let me tell you something. If anybody gets the message back to them, I could be very wrong about this whole thing. All right. Maybe that's not going up 19% or anything like that. Fact check me. I welcome you to. I want you to, because this isn't about me. This is about the people of Rockland County. So I know you guys are passionate like I am. I'm wondering, and I'm going to watch. I'm going to see if you guys do a story on this. I know we are, because we're picking up on it. And we don't have to be first. I believe Tina actually has a lot more resources to be able to handle this, as well as Keith, legal background and everything. So let's see what you do. Friendly.
And really, folks, this is a call out to all citizens who don't have the resources and contacts to find this information.
Yes.
So Tom is calling out two specific folk because he believes that they have access to the information that the rest of us don't have. And I want to know, because I need to know if my heat bill is going to go up, because I want to be able to tell you guys and figure out what we can do about it.
And what's funny is like I was all passionate about that. And Mike did the same look to me, like the Starbucks mug.
Starbucks mug.
Take a look at the logo.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at the logo. That's exactly what you do. It's like, mindfulness, sir.
Are you looking at my...
All right, you want to take the next story?
Oh,
the Porch
sure.
Pirates.
The Porch Pirates. Is it because I play a pirate that I'm fair that I have to talk about Porch Pirates?
Better than being a pillow pirate.
Hey, now, that's not fair. Holiday porch pirate theft spike across Rockland. Police in Rockland County are reporting a season rise in porch piracy package thefts, especially as online orders surged during the holidays. Haverstraw police recently arrested one suspect, while Stony Point released a video of another incident. Authorities urge residents to track packages, retrieve them quickly, and use doorbell cameras or secure pickup options. Neighborhood cooperation and quick reporting are also the key. For high-value items, officers recommend alternate delivery sites or using workplace addresses.
Yeah. The Rockland County Legislature has unanimously passed the 2026 budget, which holds property taxes flat and avoids workforce layoffs. And we also have an interview with Ed Day that's going to be on Rockland News in a little while, talking about that 2026 budget. $913.8 million plan boosts funding for nonprofits, veteran services, tourism, and affordable housing. Infrastructure funding includes a $30 million sidewalk initiative across all 17 legislative districts.
Is it to get guardrails?
The budget will... Mike.
Come on, keep going.
Did the Starbucks look on him? The budget also supports the upcoming Firefighters Memorial and a new push to promote Revolutionary War sites as the U.S. nears its 250th anniversary. Oh, we can't miss that.
Is the county going to do some sort of tourism promotion?
It's already in the works. You want to take the next one, or? Hand-drawn stickers.
Oh, yes. The hand-drawn stickers don't fool state trooper. A state trooper recently pulled over a vehicle for switched plates and discovered fake inspection and registration stickers drawn by hand using markers, pens, and even a crayon. While the officer noted the creativity, the documents were obviously not legal. The driver received multiple traffic tickets, and the car was removed from the road.
Mm-hmm. Sheriff's Office warns of jury duty phone scam. The Rockland County Sheriff's Office is warning residents of a phone scam, and we talked about this before from Stony Point, but the Sheriff's Office is determining this, where callers impersonating deputies, and demand $4,500 to resolve a fake jury duty warrant. Authorities emphasize that they never request money or personal data over the phone. Very important piece here. If they're asking for personal data over the phone and they initiated the phone call, danger, danger, Will Robinson. And if you receive such a call, hang up immediately. You could throw them an insult, maybe. That's my suggestion, but
I mean, that's not very nice.
no, but if they're trying to take you for, if they're trying to steal from you, like, F you, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, but on the real, if you receive such a call, hang up immediately and contact the Sheriff's Office at 845-638-5400. Officials are urging the public to spread the word and help protect vulnerable citizens. And that makes me feel good. Officials are urging the public, and we are helping to urge the public.
Even if you are a Grinch, because at the Nanuet Town Center,
that's right,
there's going to be a festive Grinch-themed event on December 6th from 3 to 5:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Families can meet the Grinch and Cindy Lou Who, enjoy story time, crafts, music, games. A Rudolph dog contest begins at 4, and a live DJ plus strolling holiday characters will add to the fun. The event is free and open to the public at 5101 Fashion Drive in Nanuet.
That's right. And this is really your story, Mike, but members of the New York Pickleball Club gathered at Kobe Sushi 2 weeks ago to support Meals on Wheels of Rockland County. The event aimed to raise awareness and recruit volunteers for the not-for-profit, which delivers over 200 meals daily to local seniors. Organizers and longtime volunteers encouraged attendees to join upcoming delivery shifts, and the gathering highlighted how community support and volunteerism can make a real difference. And Mike was at that event over at Kobe Sushi.
I was. I didn't know anything about pickleball. There is an actual organization that supports and organizes pickleball of Rockland County.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a county pickleball courts in the town of Clarkstown. They're in around there. So there's a municipal court that is a first come first serve, but this new company that is opening the New York Pickleball Club is like the old racquetball clubs of old, where you sign up for time and you pay probably by the hour. I haven't gotten that far into it. They are not quite open yet, but they will be in the old Ocean State Job Lot, New City location.
Nice.
And they're going to have event spaces, and they're trying to really promote the sport, which seems to have this really, really strong following. It's a newer movement, I guess, that is gathering more and more speed. The youth in the 20-somethings, this is the sport that they want to play. The old folks seem to like to play it because it's not as demanding on your knees and your joints, but it still keeps you active.
Yeah, totally. And honestly, we had a discussion about this 2 weeks ago, about how, or was it last week? I'm sorry. We did this on the air last week, talking about how pickleball is, and we settled on that it was like you're an intermediary part of the tennis and table tennis world, like where table tennis is the tiny tennis.
Yes.
And then the big one.
This is the medium. And the folks at New York Pickleball Club were excited with them. Joyce of Kobe Sushi put out an excellent party. They took care of this party really well. I recommend everybody to go check that out. But I had some really nice conversations with some folk, and I didn't know anything about the sport going in. And when New York Pickleball Club opens, I believe you and I are invited to come and learn about the sport a little bit more.
That's
and
awesome.
We can become pickleball warriors, Tom.
Pickleball professionals. Do we get a pledge pin?
Only when we start. Because then when you're a full member, you get a different pin.
I look forward to that.
All right.
And I'll just tell you this. I can imagine a play-by-play.
Of the pickleball.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I can imagine like you and me, like dodgeball. Remember at the end with the dodgeball?
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Heck to the yeah, you can dodge. Yo, okay. This is we got to talk with them about this because that would be not just awesome, but hilarious.
About us throwing wrenches?
No. Like imagine just like you remember at the end of the movie where Cotton and like the two announcers and everything.
Yes.
Okay, and one of them's like a total goofball, and one of them's like all like plays the straight man, like with the tie, the suit, and everything.
But what
like
if
that.
we're both goofballs?
One of us has to suit up and still be a goofball. That's it.
You look better in a suit than I do.
It's up to you. We can. I don't care about that. Like we could switch. It doesn't even matter. Like that's not a problem for us. All right. But my point is that like. But we'd be doing the commenting. Just envision this with me for a moment, Mike.
If you will, folks, envision Tommy and I sitting at a table with some microphones.
Yes.
The cans over our ears.
Yes.
Looking on with excitement over pickleball A and pickleball B. Duels and solos.
I mean, if you think about it, it can be like a legitimate competitive sport that people check out.
It is now.
No, I mean like in this location, the New York Pickleball Club.
What the folks at the party were telling me is that the wonderful thing about it is you can be as competitive or not as you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find people at all levels that will play up to your level. And again, I keep going back to the old school racquetball of the 80s and early 90s, where that was kind of a movement, but it was so racquetball is really strenuous and kind of damaging on your knees. And what I'm led to believe is that pickleball is both easier to play, but you can still play it at such a high competitive level, but you don't have to be a super athlete to play it.
Right. And I think the important thing is very, very important from the perspective of someone that has played tennis and, obviously in not competitive sports, but very, just physically strenuous sports, stretch. Oh my goodness, you got to stretch.
And maybe visit North Rockland Chiropractic.
Absolutely. Anna Marie up in North Rockland Chiropractic, northrocklandchiro.com. She has a fantastic studio where you can come in and get adjusted. I get adjusted by Anna Marie. And actually, she also has a clothing line called Offbeat Threads,
awesome,
which is going to be featured. And we're putting it out to the public, ladies and gentlemen. RocklandShopping.com. It will be available.
Tell me about that.
This Saturday to kick off Holidays in Haverstraw. We're going to put everything that we've been working on for 2 months out this Saturday during Holidays in Haverstraw, and you'll be able to shop over 250 different stores across Rockland County from RocklandShopping.com.
Wow.
And Anna Marie, she's one of our featured vendors, and she has this great setup. I actually have one of her shirts, Offbeat Threads. She basically takes flannels and gently used items, and she puts like logos for like Metallica and Led Zeppelin and all that stuff. I got a shirt in the back that says Ride the Lightning.
Nice.
I want to go to Sing Sing prison wearing that. Check out the electric chair. Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Tom. I'm metal, baby. I'm metal. Okay. So, but just going back to this. So you had a really good time at the pickleball club.
Oh, they were
meeting?
such inviting and welcoming people. They were sporting Meals on Wheels, which is always a great organization. As many of our listeners know, Tom and I are very interested in the food insecurity of Rockland County.
100%.
We had People to People on a few weeks ago. We had Jen Lima on talking about what she does to help people out.
Proper wellness and
proper
eating,
wellness,
and,
and because food is one of those things that the better you feed, the better fuel you put inside, the better you will be on the outside. So,
absolutely. Good stuff in, good stuff out.
Right.
100%.
So New York Pickleball is a invitation to be a little bit more active
Mm-hmm.
and learn a cool new sport.
Yeah, we got to go there. And
There we
maybe, I don't know if we have time today, but maybe well, at least we'll make a phone call. I got to make you lunch.
All right, there you
I
go.
want to make you lunch.
There you go. We're going to do lunch, folks.
Let's do lunch, ladies and gentlemen.
Because Tom and I are also discussing another creative project called Mike and Tom in the Afternoon, the Not Safe for Work editions.
Yeah. And I think for that, we're not going to be recording live because we're going to be
There will
talking
be no
about,
live for that.
and it's not Rockland based for that. I think it's talking about fundamental, like how
Some kind of mental.
Yeah, a little bit, and we're going to be goofy about it. The thing that I really like about, Mike and I, we know each other for like 10 years at this point. It's more than that now.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I explain it? It's just like, we attack the topic. And just for some reason, it's like, there's no reason to go after the other person. It's more like, just like basically looking at things, a spirited debate, but a respectful one. And that's what I love about this guy.
Old school reaching across the aisle.
Amen to that. So I got a few other sponsors that I'd like to bring up, and then we're going to talk about the last item of the day, and that has to do with the guardrails over in Nanuet.
Circling back to that.
Right, and I'm going to remain as objective as possible about this, but I'm going to...
But how passionate are you going to be?
Not as passionate as you think, because it's actually a really interesting topic. I want to see how this plays out, like the government process.
Oh, all right.
But first, I'd like to thank some of our sponsors that I didn't mention before: St. Thomas Aquinas College, Fiesta Acapulco,
okay,
North Rockland Chiropractic, Dr. Anna Marie.
Hold on, before you get for Fiesta Acapulco, you guys have been hosting a open mic jam monthly?
Yes, yeah. So we put the kibosh on that for the time being, mainly because I couldn't afford shelling out $400 for the band every single week. However, this Saturday, and I'm not even sure if it's going to happen. We're so busy right now, but this Saturday we reserved Fiesta Acapulco for a concert.
You did?
Yeah, but we don't have a band.
Tito!
Maybe.
Hold on. Listeners, if you know a band, you're in a band. If you want to play this Saturday, please contact Tom at
845-877-7333, extension 701, and then just leave a message. I'll get right back to you.
And on the web?
At rocklandnews.com/meeting.
So if you are a musician, know a musician, love a musician, or don't like a musician and want to torture Tom with an audition, contact Tom, and maybe you can have the stage there at Fiesta Acapulco, who likes to host music.
Absolutely.
Moving on.
And some other sponsors. We have Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, located in West Haverstraw, New York.
If you don't stretch and you actually hurt yourself at pickleball, that's who you go to. That's
making a connection there. So we're going to go meet up with New York Pickleball, and we're going to go over to Ivy Rehab afterwards. 202 Cannabis, located in Garnerville, New York. The first drive-through dispensary in Rockland County. You can literally go there. You could order off the app, and you could bring your government ID, but you could pick up your now I don't know about this whole cannabis thing,
but if you go to 202 Cannabis, they will educate you. I went, I asked the questions. I asked more questions than I should have, well, than most normal people do, but they had great answers. They were very friendly, very patient, and the place almost felt like not a museum from a dusty place, but from a place of display of explanation. And it really is a place where it's showing off New York agriculture, because every single product in there had to be made from a New York State farm.
Looked like an Apple store in there.
Except it was New York State ag.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. Like, from a place of we're trying to be more and more and more local, why not support your local food sources and your local medicine sources?
100%. And finally, Stony Point Pancake Factory, Banchetto Restaurant, located in Nanuet, New York. And I'm really happy to announce this. We picked them up a few weeks ago. The New York Boulders baseball team. Big sponsor for Rockland News in 2026.
The Boulders want to sponsor us?
Yep.
Wow.
Exactly. And it's going to be a cool yin yang too, because they're going to put up a Rockland News thing on the
Is it because we
stadium.
got a hit?
We're taking hits all the time. New York Boulders baseball. You can check them out at newyorkboulders.com, and there's a whole bunch of news from them, but we're going to get into that another time. I wanted to talk about the Four Corners thing and just kind of like a status update. Okay.
So, folks, to update, to summarize,
Mhm.
to before Tom gets into the new stuff,
Mhm.
the Four Corners, which is Middletown Road and 59 in Rockland County, is one of the most, probably one of the busiest intersections in Rockland County. And there was a question about safety and guardrails.
Right.
And our government officials from local all the way up to New York State DOT are in conversations about putting guardrails at those Four Corners. Is that correct, Tom?
Yes.
So what is the news? What is the
Okay.
update?
Here's the status update. Okay. So Assemblyman Patrick Carroll, I believe that. Let me just make sure I have his information right. Pardon me. And, this is going to be low key. Patrick Carroll put out a press release basically condemning the Clarkstown board for limiting people's free speech. All right. Attempting to limit people's free speech by curtailing the protests in Nanuet. Basically, one of the things and it wasn't like policy or anything, but just
So
basically,
this was a misunderstanding.
Exactly.
So there was a political misunderstanding about limiting free speech.
Correct.
When it was actually about safety, and we're trying to make Rockland safer, not by limiting free speech, but by making the place where you want to protest safer by putting a physical barrier between you and the road.
Yeah.
Which will cause traffic issues by hitting people.
Right. And I have tracked down the person that was the initial, let's just say, speaker of the issues over at the Four Corners protest. Now,
and as
is a lot of stories, and this isn't just us, but this is obviously different publications that post various things about certain parts of the stories. Okay. It's the public is going to, of course, note, the news source and reliability, of course, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that it tells the whole story, because the story goes on after a lot of news publications just kind of like just walk away. All right. We have tracked down at Rockland's News the original individual that basically started this entire cycle. So I'm going to read this off. And this is by a gentleman named Matt. I'm not going to mention his last name because I don't want to.
Matt of Rockland County.
Matt of Rockland County. There we go. I like that. I like that a lot.
There are many of you,
that.
But the one who said this, what did he say?
If the Clarkstown police had just allowed me a small space to counter-demonstrate, this would not be occurring. Read my letter in the Rockland County Times on November 5th of my subsequent public comments at subsequent town board meetings where Supervisor Holman floated the concept of moving demonstrators off of Four Corners. On Saturday, October 19th, 2025, during the third No Kings demonstration, my right to safely demonstrate was not enforced by the Clarkstown police. The anti-demonstrations of this past weekend were the largest so far as these massive demonstrations keep growing. I thought my right to safely counter-demonstrate had been secured based upon the previous two No Kings demonstrations and my public comments during the town board meeting after the first one. This is because for the second demonstration, there was a 2-barrier length visible counter demonstration pen created on the southeast corner adjacent to New York State Route 59 at the intersection of Middletown Road where Veterans Park is. There was a police officer assigned who stood the entire time while doing a good job proactively preserving the peace. And there's a lot more to this story. Matt's going to actually be on AM Rockland's News next week, and we're going to have the full interview that we have with him. Yeah. And let me say this. I'm going to say this for the record before I go further. Okay. There's a great line in the old TV show Hill Street Blues, where this really, and I'm going to say attractive, long-haired, long black hair, straight long black hair attorney, okay, and she was, let's just say, of more, let's say liberal thought process, right? And she said to a person that was on the flip side of that whole ideology paradigm, she says, I hate what you stand for, but I will defend your right to express and protest to the death. And I thought that was really compelling, because it was like, if you go against your grain and you to help someone else out, that's a really cool thing, in my opinion. So that's why we're going to have this gentleman on. And let me tell you something. It's not necessarily going with the grain, because I'm looking at Reddit right now, and there's a thread on here, and the title of it is "Residents Pack Clarkstown Meeting to Protect Free Speech Protest Rights at Four Corners." Right? One person on there basically said, to peacefully assemble, you still need permits. Nobody is stopping you from protesting. Guy got downvoted 47 times.
Because you don't need a permit to protest.
If it's
That's the whole point of protesting.
Mass gathering. If it's a mass gathering over a certain amount. And this ties back to Assemblyman Patrick Carroll, who basically said, he's, and I'll actually read his words, because we don't want to mess with like the exact wording. Just one moment.
No paraphrasing.
Hunger equipment, real property. Sorry, looking for the exact one, because he sends a lot of stuff. Blast federal government. He does a lot of blasting. Where is it? Sorry, hang on. Pass legislation, state budget. Damn it. Hold on. Clarkstown. Dead air. Gotta love it. How's everybody doing today? Immediate release. Oh, here we go. Okay. For immediate release, Assemblyman Carroll blasts Clarkstown officials for seeking to limit free speech. Okay. And basically, it's saying Clarkstown officials considering limiting protests at the Four Corners to only 2 hours Sunday morning is nothing short of unacceptable infringement on free speech. I was at the board meeting, I think not this past Monday, but the Monday before, where Supervisor George Holman said very clearly, there's no limit to protesting, not trying to move it to a different location, not going to limit the hours, anything to that effect. And he said that very, very clearly. Okay. But the question, and again, this ties right back into Assemblyman Patrick Carroll. Okay. Clarkstown asked for safety rails across the Four Corners to protect all the protesters. That's 4,500 people, and also Matt.
And the police were only there because there are no barriers. We were told by the official of Clarkstown,
thank you,
that if there are rails put in, there will not be police presence there, because the police presence was just to make sure that the people were safe from oncoming traffic.
And do you know how much it costs for each protest?
Almost $40,000 a day.
It's not that. I found the real number.
No, but that's what we were told.
Well, yes, we were told that, and I believe that was an incorrect number. No offense to the person that told us that.
Regardless, it costs money.
It costs money.
And the rails do not.
To the tune of over $6,000. Now, amortize that over a year's time. What do you got?
Lots and lots and lots of money.
$300,000 per year.
So again, the simple solution, as the representative from Clarkstown told us, give safety rails, and the cops don't need to be there. To your point about Matt from Rockland,
mm-hmm.
He can stand behind the rails just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Pick your spot.
Right. And, like if I showed up at these, like, and I have to take off the Rockland News badge and everything like that, but I would want to show up, like there was a dude.
Would you put on your Rockland music jacket. If
No,
you're
no, no.
taking off your Rockland News
No,
hat.
like my banana costume. And there was a dude, and by the way, and this all ties into defend your right to be able to protest no matter what. I'm with it. I'm with it. I don't necessarily agree.
But this issue isn't about protesting now. It's about traffic safety.
It's about traffic safety. So that's why we're calling officially on Patrick Carroll to do what he can. And let's see if you're effective, Mr. Carroll, because I heard this blast, and every time we get a press release from you, it seems like you're blasting someone. Clarkstown asked for the ability to protect these citizens to be able to express their right.
Hold on. To walk
Uh-huh.
and be able to be pedestrians at Middletown Road and 59.
Yeah.
This is not about protesting. This is about traffic safety. Whether you are protesting or just walking down the road, because we have lots and lots and lots of folks in Rockland County who happen to be walkers.
So I am officially calling on Assemblyman Patrick Carroll either to do one of two things. Either, and I don't care if you're on the show or not. If you want to be on the show, that's great. Okay. But I have heard butt kiss from your office since that lovely press release blast. And I saw you over at the Hector L. Soto Memorial. I contacted your office. I haven't heard anything. And now we're going to check out the other side of this. So let's see if you can get, and by the way, those guardrails, those safety rails, I heard they're very inexpensive. So let's see what you can do. And I'm calling for you to either be on the show or finish up the job, which is to get those safety rails that Clarkstown is asking for. And by the way, just as a reminder, Route 59 is a state highway.
And Tom, I don't know what extra special Wheaties you had this morning, but you're very extra passionate about all of the subjects today.
It's because I'm fasting.
Oh, so folks, if you have not been following the life and times of Tom Osa, he has been fasting for personal growth and health and spirituality, and soon he's going to do a fast-a-thon where for every meal that he does not eat, he's going to donate that much
amount of money
or food to people.
So
and
I spoke with
encourages all of you to join him in his fast-a-thon and donate, skip a meal, and use that amount of resources, whether it's food out of your cupboard or just a straight up donation to people. There are lots of people in Rockland County that are food insecure, and people really goes to help them.
Absolutely.
Where can they be contacted at, Tom?
Yeah, so it's peopletopeople.org. peopletopeopleinc.org. And I'm going to bring up the website and the place where you can go. You go to peopletopeopleinc.org, and then there is a button where it says how to get involved. You go to get involved, and you can donate food or you can donate money. Now, here's how this
time.
You can volunteer too. There's a volunteer tab. All right. Now, this is how you can get involved. And you don't have to do my nut job. I'm fasting for 24 hours or 36 hours.
But it would be cool if you did.
Yeah, well, I'll have to get a robe and bunny slippers at the end of that process.
I told you it's not. Well, you have to have the hat.
Well, I gotta have a hat.
You gotta have.
I gotta have a hat. Yeah. All right. So here's how it works. I'm leading the charge with this. Okay. I am fasting, and this isn't this week. I'm just doing a mini fast right now. I'm actually going to wind down around noon because I'm going to make Mike some lunch.
How much money would you have consumed in food that you didn't consume?
Anywhere from $10 to $20 for a single meal.
And how many meals have you skipped?
2.
So do you think you could give people to people? You know what? Someone sponsor Tom for his 2 meals. Whatever Tom is willing to pay, can you match it? I think the citizens should match whatever you're putting up.
Well, guess what?
What do you think?
I'm on the People to People website right now.
Yeah.
And I am donating money.
How much money are you donating, Tom?
$20.
All right. You want to challenge Tom? I would challenge all of you listeners to go to People and match Tom's donation if you have the abundance and the resource. And
then next week, I'm going to do the full 36-hour fast.
And how many meals will you be skipping?
5.
5?
5. So it's one dinner, right? And then 3. Actually, I'm Italian, so 5 meals. But 3 on average meals, and then the morning after. So really, I
Let's
mean,
say
I'm
let's say
skipping about
$100.
five. Let's say I'm
Let's say
skipping on average about 5 meals.
listeners, let's say it's $100, Tom, right? $100.
Hmm.
I'm reaching out. I'm calling out to all of you. Pledge as much as you can for each meal that Tom skips. He's gonna $100 worth of meals or food that you can think of to pledge to people to raise awareness of food insecurity, to help your fellow citizens get through these tough times.
And I'm literally on the People to People Inc. website. I already just went to checkout, and I am feeding one person with that $20 donation. So you can do this too. You don't have to do the 36-hour fast. All you have to do is just one single meal. And actually, to feed one person, it's $16.25. So there you go, Hans Bricks. And if you want to do the full fast with me, that's great. That's 36 hours. So basically, you're donating about $100, give or take. And there's a whole bunch of different options.
You'll raise awareness.
And that's where we're going after this show. We're going to go get some sponsors for this baby. All right. So the fast will happen next Wednesday, December 10th. Keep an eye out on Rockland News for some information about that. We're going to be blasting it everywhere. And this is our way. Giving Tuesday was yesterday. But Giving Wednesday, like, we're going to try and do some giving on this Wednesday. There are many people that we don't see in Rockland County that are food insecure every single day. And you think fasting for 36 hours is bad? Just imagine. And that's what the whole thing is. It's like we're depriving ourselves just a tiny bit. Volunteer. We're volunteering to do this. It's not mandatory. Volunteering to do this, and then ultimately being able to give back
to the folks who don't get a choice in the matter.
What we're sacrificing, basically. Right. Yeah.
There are people who are suffering and there's no one to help them. And part of it is that you need to get down to the local level to help the individual. Mm-hmm. And People to People does that. They reach out to those individuals. They're really helping those who are in need.
Yeah.
And it makes the difference between being a productive citizen and not. Because as you're noticing, Tom, you sacrificed your food needs, but it was voluntary, and you're grumpy. You're grumpy today. Well, you're getting extra saucy and sassy. But if you're like that and it's not voluntary, and you don't know when the next time you're going to eat a real amount of meal is, and that just makes you a miserable person, and it doesn't help anyone.
It doesn't. And we grew up with it a little bit, and I'm not overplaying this. Like, we were blessed as far as, like, we lived on the good graces of the church. We'd get donations from them, and we were very thankful for that.
And hold on,
but
there are still churches who
sometimes
donate, right?
Sometimes we had to be Spartan. We had to be Spartan about what we consumed.
Right.
No filet mignon. And I'm okay with that. I still, I have very simple needs in terms of food.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not that the people who are being the food insecure folk just need some nutrition to get on, to make it to the next step or the next level or the next paycheck or whatever it is. We're watching all of the costs of everything go up except for the money that we're making, which seems to be less and less and less.
Well, yeah, the value of the dollar has significantly diminished.
Not even the value of the dollar, but the amount that you are bringing in versus what everything is costing, that ratio is getting worse and worse and worse on the consumer side.
Right.
So People to People is there to help our fellow citizens. And why is it important to help your fellow citizens? Because you want a happy person working with you. Mm-hmm. You want people who are not in this place of heavy survival, so they can actually do what you need them to do if they're your employee, or if you are a customer at a store. You don't want the person that you're dealing with being so horribly grumpy because their stomach's grumbling all the time. Like, when the answer is we all have extra food, We just need to put it in the right places, in the right hands, in the right mouths.
And one of those locations this year is people to people.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And as Tom mentioned, there are food banks at churches. There's a lots of other ways. We are choosing people to people because it is a Rockland County based organization. And we have we are Rockland centric.
Yeah.
So if you can find it in your heart and soul to understand that giving a little that you have extra to will really impact those who don't have, those who are in moments of scarcity. And one of the most dangerous scarcities is hunger.
It is. Yeah. And it's on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You think oxygen, of course, water, food, shelter, and it's a little bit fuzzy, but shelter and clothing. All right. And then self-actualization. And the theory is that you can't achieve the next level of those 5 things until you meet with the most fundamental. So air, water, food. Okay. And then you have, of course, your shelter and clothing and such, and safety. I think that was it. On Maslow's, it was safety. And then at the very top of the scale, you had self-actualization.
So, and that's from an individual level. So citizens, a lot of us are sitting in a place of abundance, even if we're sitting here in a warm shelter, enjoying coffee with our friends.
Yeah, warmish.
Not everyone gets to enjoy that.
Right.
And the more we can help one another, the more our community gets brought up, the more the more prosperity you will have in your communities.
Especially if it's volunteer. And I think that's the for me, that's the most important piece, is making sure that it's a volunteer effort, so that the people that are doing it, it's not they're forced to do it, is that they have the heart to do it. And it's the toughest thing to really communicate and invoke, you know?
Well, it takes an understanding of someone who is not you in a situation that is not yours, from a community that may not be your own. In most of the I'm going to walk a sensitive precipice here of things. Most of the texts of good books all around the world talk about being kind to one another and taking care of your neighbor in some way, shape, or form. This is our pitch, because we have so many communities, we have so many cultures, we have so many thoughts and interesting people in Rockland County. And our socioeconomics are really extreme, right? We have extreme poverty and extreme wealth in Rockland County, and everywhere in between. So one of the ways to make our community more prosperous is to help each other out and stop worrying. Not that we shouldn't worry about what's going on outside the border of Rockland, but the thing that you can do to most help is inside the border of Rockland. Help your neighbor. Help and be more connected. And we always talk about networking both on the digital side and on the business side and all that. But sometimes networking is just knowing your neighbors on your street. That was old school networking of the America of old, of the old streets and blocks where communities took care of one another. It feels like more and more we're splintered into these really like isolated pods, and we don't know each other. We're not engaging because we have digital means to talk to everybody from across the world. We're forgetting that we need to walk face to face with the person across the street.
You ever check out System of Down's music?
I have listened to just about everything there is to listen to, and I have listened to that band, yes.
They're trying to build a prison. They're trying to build a prison another way. It's basically a song about how we are all siloed off.
Well, one of the ways to break that is just to say hello to folk, or go to people and meet people, and bring about a stronger sense of community. Because if we're a strong sense of local small community, whatever's going on in the world will affect us less.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So we have to end. Actually, getting a phone call from Rockland County. Hope I said everything okay. This very passionate about this. Very
Yes.
passionate, and probably. And you actually brought up like hey, you're a little saucy today. What's going on? And it is because of the fast. Okay. So just to condense this all into one nice big like summary is today I'm doing a fast up until I'd say like about 11 o'clock, and then Mike and I are going to have some lunch. All right. And I'm already donated to People to People for one meal for one person because I didn't spend that money this morning.
And
All right.
again, I encourage all of you to follow Tom's lead today. Go check out the People to People site. See how you can give back, whether it's through volunteerism, whether it's through cash, whether it's through you going through your pantry or going to one of the supermarkets and buying stuff, going to Conklin's or Davies to their farm stands and donating food to the food pantries. Help your citizens out.
Yep. And then if you want to participate in the big fast next week, and you don't have to do the whole 36 hours.
You do what you can do. I'm calling it a fast-a-thon. Like we had those a-thons of the 56 of days of
Well, the official name for it is Fast Forward. I spoke with Diane Sarator about this, and we worked on the wording for this very specifically because, food insecure also, we want to make sure that we're being dignity with this.
Right.
So the official term for it is Fast Forward.
Okay.
You can participate in Fast Forward next Wednesday, December 10th. I'm going to do the full 36-hour fast.
Please come and sponsor Tom.
And we're going to donate $100 over to People to People. All right. Covers 5 meals. Okay. Right. You also can do the full fast, or you could just fast for one and just donate $16.25 over to People to People. And you can learn more about this on Rockland News. We're going to put something up there. I'm also just flipping back to the previous issue. I am calling on Assemblyman Patrick Carroll to follow up is basically what I'm getting at. I see this in government where follow-up doesn't happen. And Assemblyman Carroll, check around in Highland Falls how I followed up for 5 years on the previous mayor.
All right, Tom, take it.
I know. You're right.
Take 3 breaths. You're free.
You're right. All right. You're right.
To all involved in the Four Corners situation,
we need safety rails.
We would like some traffic safety. Simple traffic safety. This is not about people's right for speech. This is about traffic safety. Please put some rails so they do not have to hire police officers to also be put in the way of harm.
Yeah.
Let's remove all that. Let's put in safety rails.
Even if we get that $6,000 per week bill down to $5,000, that's a $50,000 per year swing. That's $300,000 out of taxpayers' money down to $250,000 for police coverage. Taxpayers.
How about no police coverage because we're going to have rails?
So I don't know the metrics of that. That's the part I'm not. I think that there might have to be some.
That is what we were told by the representative of Clarkstown. If that is inaccurate, please, one of the politicians that Tom has been so saucy about today, please correct us on what the actual law is.
Yeah, since it's a New York State highway. So maybe Assemblyman Carroll can educate us on whether guard safety rails should be there when up to 4,500 people.
Curious Rockland citizen, and I am not saucy and sassy Tom.
But you're saucy.
I have some saucy.
You're a little sassy too, Mike.
Not like you, though.
Yeah. Well, you want to join me on the fast?
Perhaps. We'll see if I'm up for the fast.
These two items are obviously completely separate from each other. We're not getting, we don't want to intermingle one with the other, but, it's stream of consciousness sometimes here on AM Rockland.
So,
yes.
Did we discuss all of the news that we need to talk about today?
Yep. And we did a 1-hour show. I'm looking at the time. It's 1 hour and 4 seconds.
A day is good. Our politicians are doing what they're supposed to. Well,
yeah.
Obviously, Tom has called out a few of them, but I guess since you have not talked about them, the rest of the politicians are doing their normal jobs, and maybe we'll have one on the air here or there sometime soon. You said,
yeah. We have Ed Day was on last week, and he was talking about the 2026 budget. And he also noted several things that he was unhappy about, like, for instance, a paroled individual that was put away for years and years for a horrible thing that he did. I don't have his name in front of me. I'll be careful, but
Okay.
basically he got arrested again on another horrible charge. So he's like, and County Executive Ed Day was like, look, some people can't rehab them. You just can't. So in
And
that case,
let us all remember Ed Day is coming from a place of police enforcement because that's what he was
safety,
doing
yeah.
before he
Lieutenant
was
in New York City.
right.
So yeah. So there's a lot, there's a lot of things going on. But, honestly, the thing that I'm really hopeful for is that everybody has an awesome holiday season. We're going to hopefully see you on, listen to you. We're going to listen to us. I don't know, whatever.
So, Tom, what you're actually trying to say
What
is
am I
if
saying?
you
What the hell am I
have
saying at this
listeners, if you have any comments, suggestions, questions, please contact us at
amrockland.com. That's a place where you can check out all of the different podcast live streams that we've done. And if you'd like to make a comment for Rockland News, you can go to rocklandnews.com/meeting. We can have you as a guest on the podcast. And let's bring up our final music right now.
You're listening to Rockland News, available on Apple, Spotify, and online at rocklandnews.com. Thanks for joining us today.
And we're just going to have Ilana mention us again.
Here are your hosts, Tom Osa and
Hi.
Mike Kluger.
how you doing?
Our sponsors, Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Easy Temp in Hackensack, New Jersey, Kobe Sushi with their Jazz Music Lounge, Susan Bova Coldwell Banker Realty, Lauren Molino Muller, Howard Hanarand Realty, Pole Shop Bagels, 99 Signs, the Workforce Development Board of Rockland County, FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair, Clean Space Maintenance Management Company, Sparkling Clean Homes. It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
St. Thomas Aquinas College, Fiesta Acapulco, North Rockland Chiropractic, Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, 202 Cannabis, Stony Point Pancake Factory, Banchetto Restaurant, and our newest sponsor, the New York Boulders. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll catch you next time.
Be well.